Hello my dear students, how are you? Students, you are most welcome in this video. This is the video series of chapter number 2, sexual reproduction in flowering plant. So students, in this video we are going to discuss cross pollination. Do you know we have discussed little bit about the cross pollination. We have discussed the abiotic agencies for cross pollination, but now we are going to discuss about the biotic agencies for the cross pollination. So students, I want to remind you one thing, that we have categorized the cross pollination into two ways, by biotic agencies and abiotic agencies. So we have discussed abiotic agencies, but now we are going to discuss biotic agencies. Biotic agencies. Got it? So students, in biotic agencies, we will discuss about the different type of living being, different types of animals which help in the pollination. Okay? So here we will discuss that entomophily. Here entomophily, entomophily. Next one is ornithophily. Ornithophily. And next one is chiropterophily. Chiropterophily. Next one is myrmecophily. Next is malacophily. Students, what these are? I am writing these terms, what they are. Do you know, students, just like here we have discussed abiotic agencies. Abiotic agencies were two agencies, by wind and by air. When pollination occurs by wind, it is known as the anemophily. When pollination occurs by water, this is known as hydrophily. So you know, in this biotic agency, just like this one, phily means attract, and another, this one is added in this one. This is the agent. Which animal helps in the pollination. So due to the variation of these agencies or agents, these are different names. Okay, so here I am writing it, that entomophily, it occurs by insect. When cross pollination occurs by insect, this is entomophily. Here ornithophily, ornitho bird, it is comes from the ornithology. Ornithology is the science which deals with the study of birds. Okay, so here by birds. Here this is chiropterophily. Chiropterophily here by bats. Next myrmecophily by ants. Here malacophily is by mollusk. Got it? So these are the agencies. Entomophily, it is the cross pollination by insect. Ornithophily, it is the cross pollination by birds. Chiropterophily, it is the cross pollination by bats. Myrmecophily, it is the cross pollination by ants. Malacophily, it is the cross pollination by mollusk. Mollusk, do you know? You have studied in 11th class the phylum Mollusca in animal kingdom. Okay, so molluscans, when any animals belongs to the kingdom phylum Mollusca, help in this process. This process is known as malacophily. Got it? But in our syllabus, these two are given, by insect and by birds. By bats, by ants, by mollusk, it is not given, but for your knowledge, it is better you should remember these words and terminologies. Got it? So students, let's discuss about the insect. Why insect help in this process? What is the reward of the insects? And why insects attract toward the flower? So let's discuss the flowers in which cross pollination occurs by insects. What are the characteristics of these flowers? Okay, so characteristics of flowers. Flowers having pollination by insect. Okay, so let's discuss about it. Just like we have discussed the characteristics of flower in which anemophily occurs, the characteristics of flowers in which hydrophily occurs. So just like it, let's discuss. What is the first character? This one is flower is smaller and colorful petals. Okay, flower is smaller and have colorful petals. Okay, so one point we have discussed, colorful petals attracts the insects toward it. When sometime we wear the t-shirt of just yellowish green in color, then many of the insects attract toward the t-shirts. So means insects can be attracted by colorful things. Okay, so here petals are colorful, that is why insects attract toward these petals or flowers. Okay, here fragrance is more in flower. Fragrance means smell. Flower smells well. Means flowers also attracts the peoples also toward them by their fragrance. Okay, so insects also attract by it. Next one, flowers secrete nectar. Flowers secrete nectars because honeybee is the insect and honeybee collect the nectars to make the honey. So nectar is the secretion. Do you know what is nectar? Nectar, it is the secretion. You are looking on the screen. This picture is showing that nectar is secreted by the flower. And also you can feel when flowers touch the stigma, this is very slimy and sticky. When we touch it, this is the nectar. Okay, so it is collected by the honeybee and some other insects also collect it and take their nutrition from this. Okay, so here this one. And fourth, flowers are open. Flowers are open. We have discussed two type of flowers, Chasmogamous and Clistogamous flower, but only the open flower means Chasmogamous flowers have this process of pollination by insect. Okay, so these are some characteristics of the flower in which cross pollination by insect is occurring. So what is the reward of insect? Why they attract? They attract only for the pollination? No, they attract for taking fragrance, for taking nectar, due to this one colorful petals. So insects attract toward the flower for these things. Okay, when honeybee collects the nectar, why? It is the intentionally process. No, it is not intentionally. Intention of honeybee is taking or collecting nectar only. Okay, but intention is not that pollination. Okay, but pollination occurs in additional. How? Suppose this is honeybee. Suppose this is honeybee. And honeybee, it comes in contact with stigma. When after coming in contact this stigma, when honeybee reach toward when coming in first come in contact with this anther, and then comes toward the stigma, then anther secretes or spreads the pollens which are sticks in its leg. Then these pollens are shed off on the platform of stigma or on the surface of stigma. So these pollens are transferred from anther to stigma by this honeybee. Got it? So just like honeybee, other insects also perform this process. Got it? Here. So you can also see in the screen, on the screen it is showing that how honeybee transfers the pollen grain, or how flower is pollinated by this one insects. So let's discuss insects. We have discussed, now comes about it. Ornithophily, do you know students, mainly two words are in syllabus, that's sunbird and hummingbird. Hummingbird. So you are looking the picture of these two birds, sunbirds and hummingbirds. These are in your syllabus. Example of these birds may be asked in your exam. So keep it in your mind and remember it also. Okay. So here students, you know, birds, what is the role of birds? Why birds are attracted? Because we have discussed the flowers characteristics on the basis of insect attack toward the flower. But why birds attract toward the flower? Because birds also these smaller bird, these are two smaller bird, these bird also feed on nectar. Okay, that is why these feeding the nectar, and to collect the nectar or to feed the nectar, they go toward the flowers and pollinated it in additional. Okay, so here this one is. So one example I want to tell you, that one example is given, that one or largest flower is Amorphophallus. This is the largest flower. It is 6 feet, about 6 feet in height. So this is the largest flower. And birds and insects, there is the birds and insects, they have the safety area or safe place to lay egg, and also safe place to hide their self or their body. Okay, so this is the flower. It looks like it, you are looking on the picture. So Amorphophallus, it is pollinated by the birds and insects. Okay, next there is a relationship also between the insect and plants, and without each other and without one partner, they cannot complete their life cycle. So what is the example? This is the example, moth and yucca. This is very, very important example, moth and yucca. This is the example of relationship. They cannot survive or they cannot complete their life cycle without each other. How it is possible? Do you know insects? Do you know students? Here this one yucca plant, ovary of yucca plant, like here, this one you are looking here. I told you earlier that the cavity of ovary is known as the locule. Okay, so this moth, it lay egg inside the locule. So these are the egg of moth. These eggs when hatched and forms larva, this larva feed the cells present inside it, and it comes out, and this comes out. Okay, after preparing or after becoming larva, these comes out from it. Okay, so moth to lay egg go toward this one yucca plant and pollinate it, because it goes inside the locule. This moth, what is moth? Do you know? Moth, it is the stage, or this is the butterfly like insect. It looks like butterfly, so this is known as moth. So moth goes inside or lay egg inside the locule. So when pollen, so this one is like here, it is laying egg, and these eggs going downside in the locule of the ovary, and yucca body also contains some pollens, because suppose this one is stigma, so here pollens are attached with the body of moth. These pollens are spreaded it here, and with these eggs pollens goes downside toward the ovule. Pollination occurs and fertilization takes place. Got it? So here students, you know, this is the relationship between moth and yucca. Another relationship between the wasp and fig. What is wasp and fig? Wasp and fig. This is the another example. वास्प, डू यू नो, ततैया बर्रैया जिसको हिंदी में बोला जाता है वास्प. फिग क्या है? अंजीर. सो दिस इज द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन दीज टू. वास्प ले एग इनसाइड द फ्लावर. सो इन फिग the inflorescence is present, not is the single flower, this is the inflorescence. And how it looks like, you know very well that fig looks like this one, fig looks like this. So here if we cut the vertical section of this fruit of fig, then it looks like this one. Okay, so here inside it many of the flowers are present inside this one. You are looking here, these are the here. So birds lay egg, this wasp lay egg inside this. This is the hypanthodium inflorescence. Hypanthodium inflorescence, because it is not the single flower, many of the flower present inside it. So this is the whole inflorescence. What is it? Fruit like structure. This is thalamus. Okay, so this is thalamus. Inside the thalamus number of the flowers are present here. So you are looking this, these at the pore, at the margin or at the starting of the pore. This is the pore of opening of this thalamus. So this is the pore. Here male flowers are situated, male flowers grow here. These are neutral flower, neutral, neither male or nor female. These are the female flower. Okay, so when it lays egg inside these, so when it reaches from here to here, so pollen grains are attached on the body, these comes here. Okay, so pollination occurs. Then larva, when eggs are formed in larva, then larva feed on the neutral flower, gallflower. These are also known as gallflower. Okay, so here gallflower are eaten by the larva of wasp. Then it comes out after feeding on larva. So this is the another example, and this is the way of pollination in this type of fruits. In Hindi also one is known as this fig like fruit is known as गूलर. हिंदी में जाना जाता है, इसको बोला जाता है गूलर का किसी ने फूल नहीं देखा. तो गूलर का फूल होता है लेकिन दिखता नहीं. लोग कहते हैं कि रात के 12 बजे दिखाई देता है, वो ऐसा कुछ नहीं, ये सब भ्रांतियां हैं. गूलर का जो फूल होता है वो इसके अंदर होता है, क्योंकि वो इस तरह से दिखता है. हाइपैंथोडियम इन्फ्लोरेसेंस है, तो ये पूरा इन्फ्लोरेसेंस है, तो जो फ्लावर हैं वो इसके अंदर होते हैं. ठीक है, तो इसी तरह से गूलर में फ्लावर होते हैं लेकिन वो यहाँ पर होते हैं. आपने देखा होगा गूलर जब पक जाती है, जब उसको हम खोलते हैं तब वो हमको उसमें बहुत सारे इंसेक्ट्स निकलते हैं, बहुत सारे भुनके निकलते हैं, इंसेक्ट्स निकलते हैं. तो उन इंसेक्ट्स को ही हम समझ सकते हैं कि ये किससे बने हैं, इनके एग से बने किसके. ये इस तरह से वास्प, या हालांकि वास्प तो नहीं होती है लेकिन दूसरे इंसेक्ट्स जो होते हैं वो होते हैं. तो आप समझ चुके होंगे इस तरह से इसमें पॉलिनेशन होता है. अब हमिंग बर्ड मैंने बताया आपको अमार्फोफेलस है. इस तरह के जो फ्लावर होते हैं जिनमें करोला ट्यूब का फॉर्मेशन होता है, इस तरह से करोला ट्यूब बनता है, इस तरह से करोला ट्यूब बनता है जिसमें तो ये होल होता है. अब नेक्टर तो बनता है कहाँ पर? बेस पर. तो अब बेस पर नेक्टर बनता है तो बर्ड्स की चोंच जो होती है, जो बीक होती है, तो इस तरह की होती है, वो आराम से नेक्टर को निकाल सकते हैं. तो आप समझ रहे होंगे इस तरह से पूरा. ये था आपका बायोटिक एजेंसीज के थ्रू पॉलिनेशन. इसमें अगर आपको कोई कन्फ्यूजन है, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, तो आप मुझे कमेंट कर सकते हैं. I think this is now completed. Okay, so students, if anything is left, you can remind me in the comment box. So thank you for watching this video. Students, subscribe the channel and share among your friends. Thank you.